This diver found an 11th century Crusader sword somewhere off the coast of Israel. And no wonder the Crusades weren't all that great. Why would they build their swords like this? You can't stab people with a bunch of barnacles on the blade. This is one of the most amazing things to me. Like, I wonder how much this is gonna sell for, or is he gonna put it in a museum? This, to me, seems like it's pretty much priceless, but maybe there's a lot of 11th century Crusader swords running around. I really feel just terrible for the poor dude that traveled hundreds of miles to get off the coast of Israel, prepared for battle and everything, only to lose his most important item off the side of the boat. How did that even happen? Like, did a wave come and he just was like, oh shit? Denmark is repurposing discarded wind turbine blades as bike shelters. Why is the least surprising part of this whole story is the fact that Denmark is doing it. Of course, Legoland would be doing something this creative. Everyone just came out of the womb just automatically making stuff. They gotta be really creative people, just constantly building blocks all the time. You are looking at the first image ever of another solar system, and my favorite thing about this is the 240p quality. I don't know why I gotta be so mean about it. This is pretty incredible, just understanding basic photography. The fact that they were even able to obtain any lights at all coming off these planets, which there's not much. Yeah, it's easy to capture the star. It's like a giant ball of fire. But these rocks really don't have much light coming off of it. They must have had like an ISO set to like 1 billion. What life is like on a boat. Yep. This is probably just a normal daily thing. I love how he's not really even phased. Okay, at the very end, he's probably not... Whoa! It's like gravity just switches sides. Oh, he's prepared for it this time. Damn! He's going Spider-Man status inside this captain ship. Captain ship? What the hell did I mean by that, Drew? This clearly isn't like the biggest boat ever, but for some reason it's also being caught in pretty rough conditions. I'm tempted to call myself a boatophile, a lover of boats, but I don't know if I'd want to be in the same situation. Collecting fresh lava for research. So you first kind of open that thing up. Wait, is that a diamond pickaxe? That's probably the only thing strong enough, right, to be able to handle this. Man, I'm just so scared this guy's gonna get oofed and he's gonna lose all his stuff. He's gonna have to come back here and collect it all one day. He throws it in the water and it just, I don't know, cools it down. It seems like a pretty terrifying job if you think about it. Farm animals coming together to save this chicken from a hawk. I like how the chicken knew the hawk was coming. Is that another chicken? Dang, this thing's getting messed up. Wait a second, there's Big Boy. Dang, this big boy's not gonna let anyone mess with his chickens. Wait, how did the hawk literally make him fall, or did he make himself fall? This seems like it'd be kind of a problem that they would have to deal with often, just because the outside nature, like, I don't know. A hawk probably comes by and takes a chicken every week or so. These animals are probably so used to this. This is the original key to someone's house built in 1937. It still unlocks all the doors in the house, and the creepiest part is the bedrooms only lock and unlock from the outside. Bro, you ain't living in a house, you living in a prison. Next thing you're gonna find out, it's gonna be built on top of some sort of Indian burial ground, and this is not the time of year you want something like that. You're gonna see some spirits. In St. Petersburg, Russia, there's an apartment building that houses 18,000 people. This is giving me some walled city vibes out there in Asia. Remember that thing from the 80s? I mean, it's obviously not quite that bad, but I mean, just densely packing a bunch of people into a small space, that always just seems like a bad idea. This would be such an amazing movie to have like a zombie apocalypse set here. You don't even need to leave the structure itself, like the whole movie just focuses on all the chaos happening inside of it. And apparently the building has like a grocery store and a medical facility, pretty much everything. Where does everyone park their cars? Is that a parking structure back there? There's still kind of a walk. This woman was 11 when World War I started. She was 36 when World War II started, and she is now 118, born in 1903. We better be like studying these people, all these really old people. How are they doing it? It's crazy to think that almost half of your life started from the time she's turned 60. This person takes Halloween extremely seriously. Is all this lumber for the house too? Was that to build? It had to have been building that like pirate ship. I don't even think he's done. I think they're gonna keep on going. Man, I want to be this house one day. Scare the crap out of kids when they come trick-or-treating. The African Renaissance Monument in Senegal is the tallest statue in all of Africa. This is also making me think of like that giant Genghis Khan thing they have in Mongolia. I'm not gonna lie, I think I might maybe prefer this one. There's a lot going on here. You got all the, you know, the kid, this lady, this buff dude. Then again, in Mongolia, they did have to build a giant horse. That wouldn't be too fun. What when they build these statues on like literal mountains, like the Cristo Redentor. Like, make it real high up. And looking a little bit deeper into it, this statue just got infinitely better. It was actually built by the Mansudae Overseas Project, a company from North Korea. What? I didn't know they were just out here building statues. Then again, North Korea has a pretty good statue themselves, I think. Oh, you can actually see the similarities. Did they use the same material? This like copper? Is that even copper? I don't know. I shouldn't be saying that if I don't know. I'm getting the same vibe. North Korea, I'm not gonna lie though, you did a way better job with this Senegal statue than you did with your own. It is in fact a copper statue, and it's to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the country's independence from France. However, I guess a lot of people are not fans of it since it took a lot of money and a lot of resources. A lot of people thought that maybe they didn't need it. But I mean, besides that, I think it does look pretty cool. And insanely, that is not the only monument that they've built overseas. This like art studio company is out here like building stuff for everyone. There's this fairy tale fountain in Frankfurt, Germany that they apparently built also. Yeah, I mean, it's not crazy nice, but just the fact that it's in Europe is insane. Here's the unknown soldier in Namibia. Again, you can really tell it was built by that same company. And then this thing in Angola. It's not like a statue, but just like a really interesting structure. Definitely getting those old communist vibes too from this. This giant elephant with a giant pumpkin. Aw, buddy, were you trying to carve? I think he was. I don't know actually what he was trying to do. That's a beautiful creation. Oh, so this is normal for elephants just to like bust open pumpkins like this and eat the seeds? I don't imagine that being very tasty. Are they even eating the seeds or they just have fun crushing it? I think this is just like a pastime, I guess, for them. They kind of move them around, I guess. That's nice. I think that's fun to like, you know, do this with giant pumpkins. I guess they were eating them, but I think they were also just having a blast playing with their food. Don't play with your food, man. This is a shark with scoliosis. I didn't even know that sharks could get scoliosis. I remember being checked if I had scoliosis in like the 4th grade. I did not. I was just a weird like pretending to have a problem. Dang, I feel bad for the little guy. Like, that doesn't look fun to live your life like that. Can we like crack him back into place or something? Here's a warship hit by a monster wave off the coast of Antarctica, because of course, it's Antarctica. That's not a fun place. Oh, I think I've seen this before. Yeah, that looks like those people did not make it. Good thing it was a warship. Wait, did it make it? I don't even know. Okay, just barely. So yeah, it's safe to say you don't really want to be out here on the deck, I guess. This is the oldest known bottle of wine. It's dated to be from 300 AD. Is there anything inside of it? Please tell me something's inside of it. Who is going to do the honors of checking it out? Let's see exactly how well this wine has aged. Someone's got to do it. It was unearthed from a Roman tomb near Germany, but unfortunately, it's reported that the ethanol content was lost. But as of 2018, it has remained unopened. Oh man. I'm so curious. This is a statue of Poseidon in Spain, and there is something really terrifying about it when a massive wave hits like this. How do they possibly keep it in place? It just looks like there's really small legs. There's got to be like some metal rods like in this rock, right? I feel like they might have tried it once and they didn't build it like stable enough, and like the first time a massive wave hit it, it just fell into the ocean. They had to build another one, who knows? Hey, get North Korea on it. They know how to build their stuff. Did you know Finland uses the day fine system, meaning that speeding fines are based on your daily salary? Oh yeah, I did hear about this. This can lead to incredibly large fines. In 2002, a Nokia executive was fined the equivalent of $103,000 for going 45 in a 30 zone on his motorcycle. Ooh, that does not seem fun. I'm going to assume that Finland does not have a whole lot of rich people living in it because of this reason. Or if they do, they are so rich that they really don't care about losing like $100,000. Maybe this guy doesn't care about losing $100,000. I don't know. This guy drank homemade colloidal silver for 20 years and turned blue. I'm blue. It's probably not the right time to be singing that. I guess he thought it was an antibiotic, but he was also paranoid with like Y2K or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I would just like to know like why he started doing this. Was it just like out of the blue? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was terrible. This is the back room at a natural history museum. Yeah, where do you keep the parrots? Oh, that's in aisle 3 next to the parakeets. It's really horrifying in a way just to see them all like lined up like this. Why are all the drawers open too? Close those bad boys. It seems like a work hazard. So they just have like backups upon backups. Who creates these things, first of all? That seems like a good business to get into. And as soon as like a natural history museum has completed and they've built everything they needed, if I was the artist that had to make all these birds, like the stuffed animals, I would just go there one night, start a fire, hope the whole thing burns down. Then boom, they back in the market, and I'm about to make even more money. These are Persian warrior gloves back from the 1500s. You would think someone would come up with this concept like way earlier, right? Like if you're holding a sword from the 1500s and you have literally spiked knuckles, like that would be my main weapon of choice. I'd parry a strike and then just go straight for the eyes with a fist. Although those things do look kind of dull, I'm assuming back back in the day, they might have been a little bit sharper. Or boom, just like poke one of these claws down your enemy's throat. They'll be traumatized forever. The floating hotel that started in Australia moved to Saigon, ended up in, of all places, North Korea now. And it looks like this thing's been around for a while, at least since like the 60s. It has developed something of a cult following in Australia. Then in 1998, North Korea purchased it. Strangely, in 2018 though, Kim Jong-un and the South Korean president agreed to reopen the resort. This weirdly doesn't look so much like a hotel, more like a prison. Like, this seems nice on the surface until you realize it's actually just like a prison yard. These are definitely cells in here. A lot of convicts and stuff. I mean, every ship that's big enough has at least like a prisoner cell, right? Just in case someone goes crazy. What's scarier? The idea that every ship probably has some sort of like jail to jail people, or the fact that some ships don't have that, and when someone's being chaotic, they just throw them aboard, make them walk the plank. And here's some more weird water stuff. In Newfoundland, a couple bought an old house, put barrels under it, and then floated it a kilometer across the bay to their property. It seems like an operation like this would probably cost like 10 times as much as the house itself. Then again, I'm pretty sure after everything's said and done, this house is gonna have literally no value. What were they possibly thinking? Why did... Obviously, it was gonna end like this, but I don't know. I'm actually impressed that it's still afloat. I mean, yeah, the structure itself is gonna have at least like 50% water damage, but they at least managed it to not go completely out into the bottom of the sea. Maybe they were trying to just create their own floating hotel to compete. And big thanks to the October patrons: Majestic Unicorn, Papi Druwu, I Love Marks, Drew's Thick Breaks and Girlfriend, Drew's Argentinian Grandpa, AryanAfterHours, BringBackPolandball,
Alfonso M6,
Barnsky W,
Dalton D,
Full Send Nic,
Ivan Lima,
Jesse C,
LuxembourgLover,
Max Cooper,
McBlorf,
Mine Brothers 999X2,
and Stormtrooper 501.
Thank you.